looking, very good in this area, we can offer you a strip and wax. We can offer you, buffing, uh, a floor program for your services. I notice your windows are looking, dirty. So that kind of things are gonna give you more resources to make more money for on those clients. So it's very important. Yeah, I do offer from cleaning the carpets to power washing, window washing, of course, floor work, and even vent cleaning. All of those air vents cleaning and all of that. Mhm.
Oh yeah, there's so many different services, you guys, that you can add on. I think understanding what your clients' needs are really important. And then, as Raquel mentioned, just while you're doing that initial walkthrough, paying attention to how the facility is looking. Like she mentioned, your floors need to be buffed. Who cleans your windows? When's the last time you got your vents or your air ducts cleaned? And all of
Mhm.
those different services, they'll stack up on each other, and that's when you really start to see a profit in your business. And a lot of those specialty services, when we started to add them on into our business, we did them all ourselves. So like I got certified in different classes, carpet cleaning, air duct cleaning, all that stuff, and then investing into the equipment. But another way that can be done where it won't be so costly to your business, is subcontracting the workout, right? So finding
Mhm.
reputable companies in the area that are already experts, that already have invested the thousands and thousands of dollars in equipment, that have already invested in taking the courses and know what they're doing, and working with those businesses, of course, vetting them out, making sure they're legitimate, making sure they have the right insurances, adding your company as a additional insured, and going through all those steps, and then marking up whatever the quote is that they give you to then present to the customer.
Yeah, and also, Carol, that's a good thing you mentioned, and I was mentioning before. While you're there, whenever you go and give a quote to the customer, let's say they ask you, "Come and give me a quote for janitorial services." So while you're there, also measure the floor, how much floor they have, how much carpet they have, how many windows. Put that already on your notes, so that way, if you prospective customer call you and say, I'm not needing the janitorial, but I need my windows. Can you come by and give me a quote? Well, I already have the count of the windows. I can send it to you right now because you already have the information right then. Don't wait until they tell you, I need this, I need that. Just have all of that data already in your file. Have the data for the square feet of the carpet, the floor, what kind of floor you have. Do you have VCT? Do they have a ceramic? Do they have porcelain? All that kinds of information. So that way, when your customer call or your prospective customer call, you already have the information, and you have more chances to get that job already, because you already have the information and you are giving it to them right away.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. There's nothing worse than doing a walkthrough, an initial walkthrough, not getting that important information, and then having to go back out to a site to count windows, to see how many square footage of carpet there is, or VCT, or count how many dumpsters are there because they're
Mhm.
asking for a power washing job. I think it's, exactly what you said is spot on. Um, just doing that very, very thorough walkthrough, and also letting your customer know, like, we offer these services in that initial contract, even if they're not asking for it. Like the cover page of our commercial contracts, we give just a little short bio of our company, and we let the client know these are the additional services that we offer. And then sometimes we'll even throw in a quote for carpet cleaning or VCT stripping and waxing, even though they haven't asked for that. We're just letting them know, this is what it would cost if you got your carpets cleaned twice a year and so forth.
And what I
But yeah.
have done in the past, ladies, what I have done in the past is, sometimes they don't have the budget, to pay for their floor work or their carpets. So the way that I have done it in the past is I include like a monthly payment already floor work or for carpet cleaning, so that will be more easy for them to pay in a monthly basis than having to pay a one time, chunk for that money. So make it easy for your customer, give them options and just try to make that sale as using your own, uh, things, your own procedures, like how can I sell this? If they don't have the money now, maybe they can pay it in a monthly payment. If you're gonna charge them $4,000 for strip and wax, well, divide that in 12 months, and do maintenance of the floor within a year and charge that in a monthly basis.
Yes, and to add to what Raquel's saying, I know Raquel and I, we've had these conversations before. Sometimes well, Raquel and I, we've been in the industry for over 20 plus years already. So we kind of pick which customers we want now, because we know already, oh, okay, this customer's going to be this kind. You know what, I'm going to have to reject this contract better. It's not going to work for me. But when we're starting in the industry, especially in commercial or even residential, sometimes we see the little ones are like, I don't want that contract because it's just so little. Or sometimes we see customers are can be intimidating. So one of the advices that I can give, and again, Raquel and I, we've had these conversations before. Sometimes those little customers can turn into something big. And I'll tell you an example. One of the customers that we currently have, they've been with us for 4 years. We started, and again, it's all about networking. It's all about networking. So I was going to this gym when I was like really into my fitness. I used to be a member at this gym, and I just talked to everybody, and I would talk to them about everything I did. And I'm always posting on my social media, as you guys can see, about my company. So one of the guys is like, hey, Carly, he's like, I see you have a cleaning company. I was like, yes. He's like, hey, you know what? Where I work, they're looking for a cleaning company. So it's by UCLA here in Los Angeles, California. It was a campus out there. They only want it once a week. At that time, because of the size of the building, it was about 1,000 something a month. And again, it was just every Tuesday. But that led to their second location that they have now. And that led to a third location that they have now. And they're actually about to open their fourth location. And I just went to look at it last week. So one little contract can lead you to something like that. So don't think that because it's little, you're not going to get anything. Or maybe they're just never going to grow and they're going to be a company that's going to be so small, but they might have somebody in their network that they will connect you to somebody that does have a very big building. So I always see potential as much as possible as you can. And like, the extra services that you were mentioning, Carolyn, the same, you can always upsell. Maybe you gave your cleaning contract at, I don't know, every state is different. The rates are different everywhere right now from what I can see. But just imagine if it's between, I don't know, 25 or 26, 28, up to 30. Like, imagine if you close that contract for 29, right? Because the market is kind of tough right now. But you can always upsell in power washing, window cleaning, carpet cleaning. Those are all the extra jobs that you could charge those at a full price, and you could make good profit out of it. So I always see everything as a potential. Everywhere I go, I'm like, okay, they have windows here. I can make money in windows. Okay, I see floors. I see carpet. Oh, they do a party. They do events. I'm going to offer my event service. Like anything that you can think of. Anything that I see a dollar sign, I'm at work.
Right. Yeah, and I love small accounts. Like you say, Carlita, a lot of people try to run away from those accounts, but they're profitable if you do it right, you price it right. Also, always have a minimum charge. Even if the account is very small. Like for example, in Texas, the minimum charge for me is I will not do anything less than $600. It doesn't matter how small it is. And so I love those accounts because there is like a one time a week where you can get 10 of them and already have one team to do 3 or 4 in a week. So they're very profitable, and they're not too hard to maintain. And and at the end of that day, maybe they will some of those accounts will grow as a big company, and you can grow with them. So don't run away from the small accounts because they can be profitable as well. Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. You guys are dropping so many awesome gems for the ladies and the fellas that are watching for commercial cleaning. If you guys like what they are speaking about, be sure to get your tickets to our event in October. the 24th and 25th. This is just a tidbit of the information that we are going to be sharing with our female Spanish speaking cleaning business owners. We have an event coming up October 24th and the 25th in Dallas, Texas, which is very easy to access, by the way, from a number of different airports, no matter where you are in the United States. Not expensive flights, you know, from what I've been doing my research. I'm coming from New York, and we're going to have 2 full days of conferencing. So the first day, we are going to be having the conference from 8 o'clock in the morning to about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We'll be serving light breakfast. We'll be serving lunch. Of course, we'll have plenty of coffee and drinks for you guys. We're going to have a number of industry leaders speaking on a variety of topics, from commercial cleaning to residential cleaning, Airbnb, systems, sales, you know, how to run a cleaning business and, you know, be a full-time mother. So we're going to have a lot of awesome speakers. We're going to be having roundtables. Night one, we're going to be having a Hollywood themed gala. So everybody make sure to come dressed to impress. We're going to have a photographer, music, cocktails, you know, it's going to be a really good time. Professional photos, like I mentioned, and that's going to actually give all the ladies an opportunity to network with one another, you know, cut back a little bit, not so much business, but more networking, and building your tribe, right? It's really important to have other female entrepreneurs on your side that understand what you're talking about, and understand, you know, the struggles of business. Like, I'm blessed to have Carlita and Raquel in my circle, because I can turn to them and ask them questions when it comes to business, right? Whether that's residential, Airbnb, or commercial. They've already been in the industry for 20 plus years. So any of the mistakes that I am going to be making, you know, I can avoid them by just reaching out and asking them, as friends, you know, in the industry. So it's really important to have a circle of other people that have walked in the path that you want to walk, and also that you can learn from, and turn to when you need help. Because I mean, you guys, you could tell me about, I can go on and on, but you guys, I'm sure, have your story too. Like, trying to talk about business to your family or your friends that don't have businesses, right? The conversation isn't good. They either don't want to talk business, or they just have no idea what you're talking about. And I always say, like, the best advice that I've ever gotten, specifically about the cleaning industry, was from other cleaning business owners. So be sure to grab your tickets, you guys. We have very affordable pricing on the tickets for 2 full days. Again, lunch and breakfast both days, and a gala on night one. The tickets are only $200. So that is $100 a day for 2 full days of conferencing, networking, roundtables, and really just, you know, learning on how to grow and scale your cleaning business. No matter what niche you are in, you'll be able to walk away from this event, you know, and feel fulfilled. And our goal is to make you feel, you know, to have more drive and more motivation, just understanding that growing and scaling your cleaning business is possible, especially as a Latina female in the industry.
Yes, and you know what? Also, to add more to what you're saying, also, we're going to be talking about the importance of a mindset as well. You know, when we run a business, it could be just very draining for us, physically and mentally, especially mentally as business owners, of the responsibilities that we have, of paying people, getting new contracts, running a business itself. It's just very draining. So the importance of why our mindset is really important. So we need to make sure that we are also taking care of ourselves. So don't forget, you are the captain of your boat, your ship, whatever you want to call it. So if you know the captain is not well, you know that captain's going to go and crash. So you also need to make sure that you take care of yourself. And I tell you this out of my own personal experience. You know, running my business, just running and running and running, and not having a clarity of where I was heading, or just running the business because, you know, it got to a point where I was just running my business because it was just naturally just like that. So, it's always good to have a lot of, things in place when you're running a business. So we're going to be talking about that. So this is an event that is going to teach you also about, how to, prepare yourself, how to put yourself in the right circle with the right people, like Carolyn, like what you said. Um, you know, my husband doesn't have a choice. He better listen to me because he better listen to me. He signed up to be married to me. So that's what it is. But, we have to, sometimes we, not even our partner sometimes understands the ambition or the vision we have for our business because maybe they're not there with us day to day or our family. Once they start seeing that we're making it and they're like, oh my God, with their business, I guess it is, going well. That's when they want to come around. But going into the beginning phases, it will be lonely even throughout the years. With Raquel, I think, and with you now, Carolyn, I think we don't feel that lonely because we're like constantly calling each other or messaging each other because that's what happens. We tend to feel lonely because nobody understands us. Nobody understands the responsibility that we have. I just had this really great conversation this morning with Miss Karen Waters, Raquel. Thank you for
Okay.
the advice. I called her, and you know what? She reminded me, and I want to pass this along to everybody as well. You guys are business owners now, so you have to think, you have to act, and everything that comes out of you has to be as a business owner. Do not ever feel intimidated by any customer or by any situation. Okay. And whenever you hit that point in your business that you get stuck, just sit down, analyze, write down, okay, what can I do better? What can I do next time this way? Just things like that. Because even until now, I'm going through a situation right now with a very big contract that I have because of different management that they keep on changing. But again, we have to know how to manage this type of situations because as you grow, you will get bigger customers and bigger expectations. So always be prepared for things like that. So keep that in mind. You are business owners now. You have to what they say. You fake it till you make it. Okay. But you have to have that appearance. Walk like a business owner. Think like a business owner. Behave like a business owner. So everything that you do, make sure you think about it before because everything that we also do has a consequence as well.
Yes, correct. Yeah, and you're right, Carlita. Adding to that, yeah, it's exactly 3 years ago. I heard exactly the same thing you're saying right now. If you are a business owner, act like one in every area, of your business. Uh, I know that we have to respect our customers all the time, and I know that we always say customers are right, right? They are always right. Well, they're not always right, but we have to learn how to deal with the situations and educate your customer too from the
Mhm.
beginning. Always give very clear, be very clear with your customer. Make sure you write down their expectations. Make a plan. Always build a relationship with them because as we were talking earlier, Carla, it's important. It's like almost like a 60-40 or 70-30. 70% is like what kind of relationship you build with your customer, and 30% is just like the service you give to them. But you cannot give the other way around. You cannot give them 70% good service and 30% customer service because otherwise you put in your company in danger of them changing you at some point because you haven't built a very tight relationship with them, and they can change. I mean, they will not think twice to change you if they find somebody else, or if you have a friend of them become a business owner of a janitorial company or something like that. When you build strong relationships, doesn't matter how much cheap other companies are, doesn't matter how many calls they get from other companies, they're always going to be loyal to you. So that's
Mhm.
my advice. Mhm.
And I think that's true. And you know what? This is an event like you guys can't miss because we're going to be talking about a lot of different topics like this as well. With my last baby, I kind of distanced a little bit from the business for a little bit because it was a very heavy pregnancy where I was constantly getting sick, so I had to kind of be absent a lot. So my customers were not catered or attended to the way I used to do it before. And I remember we had this in the residential department, we had this very big customer, the Henson family. I don't know if you guys know them. After working for them 8 years, next thing you know, we were just fired from their house. This was like a big house. You know, we used to service the 3 other houses that they had here in LA. And when I got that, it was surprising because I had built a great relationship with them. I had even gone and have lunch with them at their house. So the minute that you break that relationship with the customer, it's true what Raquel says. I know Raquel's really huge on that as well. It's what you built with a relationship with a customer. If you do not build that relationship, you know, just remember the competition is big, everybody right now, and everybody's out there underbidding, and they're going to go with the lowest if that's what they're looking for. So again, you know, these are topics that we're going to be talking at our event that you can just not miss. You're going to learn so much, or maybe there's going to be things that you probably know already, but they're going to remind you like, okay, this is what I need to do in order to get to this point, from point A to point B, or, you know, whatever. But keep that in mind. Anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask, you know, and let us know. But don't miss our event, October 24th and 25th in Dallas, Texas.
I'm going to give a really quick example. I know that we're running out of time already, but on the customer relationship, just like mentioned, Carlita, I'm very, I always try to point that out because I have this customer of mine that I know her for over 6 years now. She we enter her facility doing a very small job. We end up getting the contract. We create such a strong relationship that she took us to another facility when she switched her job. Well, she got laid off on this company. We still had a contract with that company, but she got laid off and she ended up working with my company. So that's the kind of relationships you can build, you know, with your customer. Now she's the COO of my company. That particular customer that gave us over $5 million on contracts in the past 5 years. So that's how important it is to build good relationships with your customers, because you don't know when you're gonna meet them again. You know, they can quit their jobs and go to somewhere else, but they will take you with them all the time, you know, if you keep good relationships with them.
Did we miss Carolyn?
I think. All right. Well, I think you know, our systems are not acting correctly today for some reason. So
hey, I'm having the good weather in California. Okay, so I don't know what's going on in New York with her today.
Yes, I was losing a lot of signal earlier, and I couldn't get in, and it kicked me out of the system at some point right now. But thank you everyone for being here with us.
Yes.
Please join us every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Central Time. Your time, Pacific Time, 9 o'clock, and Eastern Time at 12.
Yes, and don't forget to follow us, you know, on our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. Yeah, so everything we have now.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yes, I have everybody's links in the description of this video, so make sure to follow everybody, grab your tickets, and we will see you not next week because we will be traveling for a cleaning event following.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.